Welcome to your OSHA training for back safety on the job. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, more than 200,000 back injuries are reported each year, amounting to roughly 1 in 5 of all workplace injuries. 8 out of 10 people suffer from back pain at some point in their lives. In the United States, back pain is the second most common neurological ailment, behind headaches alone. The U.S. spends about $50 billion treating lower back pain per year. Every job is at risk for back injury, not just physically demanding ones that include daily lifting, carrying, or bending. Even sedentary work, such as sitting while at a desk, carries some risk of back injury. No one in any profession can escape the possibility of back injury on the job. There are many factors that contribute to back pain, which can ultimately lead to injury. Most back problems are not caused by a single event. In fact, most happen over time as a result of repeated minor incidents, or the cumulative effect of poor habits. This training is designed to help you address the importance of lifelong back safety and health, and how to utilize proper techniques both on and off the job. After completing this training, you will be able to describe how the human back works, discuss various types of back pain, and identify what causes it, demonstrate how to properly mount and dismount equipment or vehicles, discuss positions and techniques to use while driving to help prevent long-term injuries, recognizing potential hazards and identifying precautions to take to prevent injuries while loading and unloading equipment. Recognize steps that you can do to prevent back injuries. Whether you're at home or at work, a healthy back impacts every aspect of your life. Knowing more about how your back works will help you understand how to use it properly. Your backbone, otherwise known as your spine, has 3 main jobs. The first is to support your upper body and keep it movable. The second is to protect your spinal cord and nervous system. And the third job of your spine is to absorb shock as you move. Although this sounds simple, your back depends on an amazingly complex interaction of a number of parts. All these parts need to be in alignment so your back can function properly without pain. Your back muscles have many different functions, including providing support and assisting with movement of the spine and other body parts. Your vertebrae are the small bones that make up the spinal column and that enclose the spinal cord. Your joints in your spine join the vertebrae together. They allow your spine to flex as you move. Your vertebrae discs are an approximately circular, flat structure in the body that absorbs shock between your vertebrae. Your ligaments are the bands of connective tissue that connect bones to other bones. Ligaments can help hold the vertebrae together and help them stay stable. Your tendons are the bands of connective tissue that connect muscles to bones. Tendons help move the spine. Your nerves are the bundles of fibers that transmit information between the brain and the spinal cord and other parts of the body. Nerves are responsible for initiating movement and sensing pain. The muscles in your core need to be strong and healthy to keep your back in proper working condition. A healthy spine has a slight S shape to it, created by 3 continuous curves: the cervical or neck and upper back area, the thoracic or middle back area, and the lumbar or lower back area. Most of your weight rests on the lumbar area, so if an injury occurs, this will typically be the first area affected. You can tell when your spine is aligned correctly when you look in the mirror and see that your ears, shoulders, and hips all form a straight line across. There are several common back problems, and most people have experienced at least one of them at some point in their lives. Although the cause may be different, most often they share the same symptoms. Common types of back pain include persistent aching or stiffness along your spine from the base of your neck to the tailbone, sharp localized pain in the neck, upper back, and lower back, especially after lifting heavy objects or doing other strenuous activities, chronic ache in the middle or lower back, especially after sitting or standing for a long time, pain that radiates from the lower back to the buttocks, down to the back of the thigh, and into the calf and toes. This also includes the inability to stand straight without having severe muscle spasms in the lower back. Some of these pains are caused by repetitive tasks that involve the back or by other on-the-job accidents. Some are from non-work related injuries or conditions. For most people with back pain, it's hard to identify one specific cause. The most common cause of lower back pain is muscle or ligament strains. But if back pain comes on suddenly and doesn't go away, it could be a sign of something more serious, such as a muscular tear, sprained ligament, or a disc problem. In these cases, it might be a good idea to talk with your physician. Although all back pain is uncomfortable and may cause you to miss work, the good news is most back pain can be corrected. It starts when you understand the cause of back pain that can lead to injury. Back pain that can ultimately lead to back injuries usually doesn't occur from a single traumatic incident. Most back pain is self-inflicted due to a lifetime of bad habits and poor techniques. Over time, they can lead to a more serious back injury, sometimes even long before you develop any symptoms. Common causes of back pain are poor posture, poor physical fitness, poor diet, awkward sleeping positions, and stress. One of the causes of back pain is poor posture. From the time you were a kid, you've been told to sit up and stand up straight and practice good posture. As we discussed earlier, it is critical to keep your spine at a neutral, balanced position as much as possible. Why? Because we humans are top-heavy creatures, and the three gentle curves in our spine are designed to share the weight of keeping our trunk upright. If these curves are minimized or exaggerated, which happens with poor posture, the weight isn't distributed like it should be, and that can lead to a strain or excessive wear on the spine. Another cause of back pain is poor physical fitness. Back pain is more common among people who are out of shape. Weak back and abdominal muscles that don't get enough exercise can't properly support the spine. Poor diet is another factor that contributes to back problems. To keep muscles strong, drink plenty of water and eat well-balanced diets, including fruits and vegetables. If you experience muscle pain and are a heavy caffeine user, consider cutting back to see if that helps. Caffeine has been proven to increase your sensitivity to pain. Being overweight creates its own set of problems. When you lift something, you're not only lifting the weight of the load, but the weight of your upper body as well. Did you know extra pounds increase the load on your spine, taxing your muscles and putting pressure on the soft tissue around your vertebrae? If you're overweight, ask your doctor for a safe weight loss plan. Every excess pound you shed takes pressure off your back and can reduce hip and knee pain also. Your sleep position can also contribute to back pain, putting you more at risk of injury during the day. Sleep specialists recommend sleeping on your side with your knees bent. You might even want to place a pillow between your legs to relieve pressure on your hips and lower back. Try not to sleep on your stomach, but if you do, place a pillow under your stomach to support your lower back. If you're a back sleeper, sleep with a pillow under your knees so you maintain the proper curvature of your spine. It seems as if stress is unavoidable, but too much stress can make your back muscles tense, making you more susceptible to injury. When you start to feel stressed, take a break and try out different relaxation techniques to help put your mind and body at ease. Some examples include going for a quick walk, or simply taking a few deep breaths, and definitely stop watching the news. There are many common tasks associated with work here at TMHOH that must be performed safely to protect your back. These tasks include mounting or dismounting equipment, conducting service inspections or repairs, driving your vehicle, loading or unloading equipment, and sitting for long periods of time. The process for mounting and dismounting equipment safely, entering or exiting your vehicle, is pretty simple, but that doesn't mean you still can't get into trouble. The most common injuries sustained when mounting or dismounting equipment, or safely entering or exiting your vehicle, are from slips, trips, and falls. Wear closed-toed shoes, non-slip footwear, and go slow. Avoid holding objects while mounting or dismounting equipment. Pay attention to what you're doing. Use 3 points of contact. Use hand holds and foot holds. Face the equipment while mounting or dismounting it. Most of the time, associates will choose to jump down instead of taking their time dismounting equipment or exiting vehicles. While it might seem like no big deal, jumping down can cause quite a bit of damage to your ankles, feet, and knees. Injuries can occur right then and there or over a long period of consistent abuse to your joints. And this can be jarring to your spinal cord. When dismounting any equipment or exiting vehicles, the process is exactly the same as mounting or entering, only reversed. Remember, face the equipment or vehicle, use 3 points of contact, pay attention, and go slowly. Thankfully, there are a number of ways to keep your back safe while conducting work. Bend at the knees while doing lower level or ground work. And while working, wear proper personal protective equipment, like gloves when inspecting the engine compartment when conducting your work. Do not touch anything that is affected by heat. It can cause uncontrollable reactions that have the potential to pull or strain muscles. The key to staying comfortable and productive while traveling between jobs starts with being properly seated. When you're in the right position, all of your joints should be aligned properly while you drive. Developing a routine so every time you enter your vehicle, you set your seat position properly. Sit upright with your lower back in a position that allows the seat to support your lower back area, also known as your lumbar. Your hands should rest on the steering wheel or desktop comfortably without having to stretch. Position your hands at the recommended 9 and 3 or 8 and 4 positions while driving, so you can use the large muscles of the shoulders and upper arms to do the work of the steering. When driving or sitting, avoid slouching or sitting with a lean, and try not to rest your arms on the left or right hand armrests for long periods of time. Change positions regularly to help keep from getting stiff. You want to avoid having your spine in the shape of a C, which puts pressure on the disc in your spinal cord. Improper position in the seat can also put you at a high risk of being affected by fatigue. Everyone recognizes that fatigue can increase many different risk factors. Fatigue can contribute to poor judgment and clumsiness, which can lead to injuries. To combat fatigue, first, be sure you're getting an adequate amount of sleep at night. Also, your nutrition and physical fitness have a large impact on your energy levels. So eat well and exercise regularly. And while using a good posture is good for your back, it's also good for blood circulation. The stiffness and discomfort can be annoying, but injuries can occur when your muscles are at a state of rest and you immediately attempt another physical activity. To minimize potential back and muscle strains, stretch to loosen up from the stiffness caused by the combination of the drive and inactivity between physically demanding tasks. You'll feel better and you'll be less likely to hurt yourself. Back injuries are common after traveling long distances or sitting for long periods of time, and often occur because of improper lifting techniques or neglecting to use mechanical lifting devices. Repetitively lifting and carrying can result in complacency. Think about every task so you avoid painful back injuries that can affect you at home and at work. Always make a plan before lifting. Ensure your path is clear of any hazards, such as uneven ground, loose materials or debris, or spilled liquids, and test the object's weight. If the load is too heavy or the object is too oddly shaped, it's best to use a mechanical lifting device or get help from a coworker. Protect your back when lifting by following 5 simple steps. Place your feet close to the object. Center yourself over it. Bend at your knees. Get a good grasp on the object, and smoothly lift straight up using your legs. Do not twist or turn your body as you walk. Keep the load steady and close to your body. Any sudden twisting or turning could result in a back injury. Once you reach your destination, set the load down properly. Lower the load slowly by bending your knees, letting your legs do most of the work. Don't let go of the load until it is securely in place. To avoid potential injuries, you should push rather than pull an object, and you should pull rather than lift an object. When equipment or parts are simply too heavy to move by hand, use a properly functioning mechanical lifting device such as hand carts, pallet jacks, forklifts, cranes if available, and lift gates. If the manual equipment is not working smoothly or properly, report to your manager or supervisor to get it replaced or repaired. Trying to overcome a bad pallet jack, for instance, can result in a back or shoulder strain. Don't overload a hand cart to the point where it's hard to handle and you cannot see over the load. Remember that pushing a load is always safer than pulling it. Push with your legs, keeping your back straight and your hands in the power zone. and close to your body, between mid-thigh and mid-chest. Follow a clear path to avoid obstruction that could topple your load. Always take the following precautions when moving any material. Keep a low center of gravity. Avoid overloading. Plan your route ahead of time. Clear any obstructions in your way. Follow your training and safe work procedures for more specific situations. You have been shown in this training lots of different ways that things can go wrong with your back. But we don't want to leave you with the impression that back problems are inevitable, and that there's no way to avoid back pain and injury at some point in your life. Just the opposite is true. You have more control than you may realize over your own back health. And your control starts with prevention. Whether your work is physically demanding or not, always pay attention to how your body feels and make it a habit of following good preventative practices. Use mechanical aids, stretch, exercise regularly, and follow other best practices. After discussing any health issues with your doctor if needed, of course, to maintain strength and flexibility. Once you've had a back injury or condition, you may be more susceptible to another one, so you may have to take extra cautions before performing certain types of work. Another great way to prevent injury on the job is to do some light warm-up exercises before your work begins to help increase flexibility and relieve stress. With a physically demanding job, warm-up exercises can help your muscles from getting stiff during the course of the day and help to prepare them for strenuous work. An ideal warm-up routine would consist of 5 to 10 minutes of stretching, with the goal being to increase your core temperature, get your circulation going, and to get your muscles ready for action. Warm-up exercises should be done slowly, and you should hold each position as instructed without bouncing into or out of position. Start each exercise by standing or sitting up straight. Remember, you should feel tightness, but not pain. If you feel any pain, you should stop immediately and consult a physician. If everything feels good, you'll want to repeat each exercise up to 5 times. Staying limber all day by doing these stretching exercises not only before you work, but during breaks and at the end of the day as well. Getting your muscles loose and ready for action could make all the difference between a day free of pain and a harmful strain or sprain. Keeping your back, abdominal, and leg muscles strong and flexible can help you prevent back pain and injury. If your back is healthy to begin with, you're less likely to injure it on the job. It's not always easy to find time in your day to do exercise, but the benefits of the pain-free back will not only help keep you on the job, it will also allow you to enjoy the leisure activities you like to do when you're not working. This course was designed to help you understand the importance of back safety and health, and how to utilize proper techniques both on and off the job. You should now be able to describe how the human back works, discuss various types of back pain and identify what causes it, demonstrate how to properly mount and dismount equipment or vehicles, discuss positions and techniques to use while driving to help prevent long-term injuries, recognize potential hazards and identify precautions to take to prevent injuries while loading or unloading equipment and tools, and to recognize steps you can take to prevent back injury. Thank you, and this concludes your OSHA training for back safety on the job.